With me, man, I think I've been signed before, and I stress independency 100%. You know, I still maintain today. Like, if guys can stay independent, stay independent. You know. But for me, I felt like I've been doing it for so long, and it was just coming into like realization with myself and being completely honest with myself to say that, look, I've been managing myself, doing my own PR, doing my own invoices, doing my own artworks, co-directing the videos, and it really took away from the music because I'm so busy being the businessman and everything around the Priddy Ugly brand that I had no time to actually make the music. And when I did have the music, I was either too tired or it's like, so it drained me, honestly. A lot of people don't know what's been happening in the background, but it's tough, man, having to, especially like me, dealing with such big brands like Diesel. Now I'm speaking to Diesel as Priddy Ugly instead of having representation speak for me, you know? So it became an issue, man. You know, logistically, it was difficult. In theory, it all made sense. Like, yo, independency, and I was good, man. I won't even front like, yo, we were struggling, and that's how we signed the deal. That they gave me a big advance, like to clear all that. There's no advance. There's no. Everybody thinks you know, social media is a funny thing, but everyone thinks everything. But for me, it was just I needed a structure, and I needed a home, man. You know, and I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know how to run a record label. I know how to run myself. You know, but to manage the business, to manage my publishing, to manage my management, and everything else that comes with that, getting the songs played on radio, the sampling, I was doing everything from my pocket, and it became exhausting to my pocket, to my health, mentally, physically. And when I was presented with the opportunity, you know, we went back and forth about it, we thought about it, we discussed it, thought about how we can make it best fitting for me. And in the end, man, we reached a consensus, and it was just it's just me stepping out one of my comfort zone, because I've been doing the same thing for about 3 years, right? So it's like, okay, if you're doing the same thing and receiving the same result for 3 years, it means that you need a change, Nyan. You know. So with me, it wasn't even the change wasn't even a compromise. It wasn't a sacrifice. It was just saying, okay, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and I'm letting the label handle the label stuff. Okay, you guys get the music out there. Get me on the radio stations. Get the music out there, shoot the videos or whatever the case may be. I solely want to focus on the making of the music. And it's a short term, it's like a very short contract. And as soon as that contract is done, if we choose to renegotiate it and renew it, you know, so be it. If not, you know, I'll be back at being an independent artist. But I think by that time, would have built a base to a point where it'll be a fine for me to be an independent. Because being an independent, like people take like it's not as easy as saying I'm an independent. You know, there's a lot of things that come with it. And I'll speak for myself personally. There's a lot of things that I personally didn't have expertise in. And for one, I'll be honest. Like I think, as far as being a businessman is concerned, I'm not the best businessman. One, I don't pick up my phone. That's just me. I don't like to pick up my phone. I respond to emails a week later, 3 days later, and it's like I really needed a structure where Priddy Ugly could grow and progress. And I wanted to, you know, to rub shoulders with the big guys in the industry, because I've always felt like my music is just as strong, just as good. It just didn't have the platform or the push. So me and Ambitiouz now, this is Priddy Ugly, having the push, having the backing, having the support structure. So you guys can only imagine the type of music that's gonna come out now, man. I'm excited though. I'm excited. So yeah.
No evidence, really my nigga, the Glock's dissolved. Bang, bang, shoot you dead. They send your body to your mama as a souvenir. Look, it's a game. To them it's like the truth or dead.
You know, when I had the meeting with the CEO, the first thing he addressed was everything. He broke everything down to me, and the media never gets to hear the other side of the story, especially because Ambitiouz have never come out and tried to justify why certain things were happening, to try to defend themselves. But for me, it was a scary thing, you know. But after like deliberation, going back and forth, seeing really what his vision is, just for Ambitiouz, not even for myself, for Ambitiouz and for his artists. Even before I signed, shout out to Jose, the CEO of Ambitiouz, he was sitting with me in the studio. Like I've never met a record label CEO who sits in the studio with the artist. He was with me from like afternoon until like midnight, literally, while we're working on some new stuff that I was working on, you know? And this is even before I signed, you know? He was completely transparent with me about everything. We sat down with the family, had dinner, you know, they got to ask him questions. What do you want with our son? What is the plan? And he answered as truthfully as he could, you know? As honestly as he could, as honestly as possible. And for me, man, it was just like, yeah, it's just 2017. Let's do something different. Let's play it a game. You know, I was definitely scared, dog. But I mean, all my answers were answered. All my insecurities were amended and like unfolded, and things were laid on the table. And I think as far as where the other guys were concerned, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know what Aries had discussed with Jose. I don't know. You know, I don't know what Fifi Cooper had discussed with Jose or what Benchmark had discussed with them. I don't know what contract they received. I can't comment on what they went through. I don't know what contract MT has. I don't know what contracts Java has, you know. But the one that I settled with was the one that I was happy with, and one that I felt like could propel me to where I felt I deserved to be and where the label felt I deserved to be. The first thing that Jose said to me over the phone when we spoke just about this whole thing was that, Ntwana, are you not tired of being underrated? Because I'm tired of you being underrated, you know? And I feel like you have potential, and you have the potential to be one of the biggest artists in the country, if not the continent. But as an independent, you could achieve it, and you may not achieve it. Come to a situation where it's guaranteed that you will achieve it, you know. And I was trusting, and I am trusting, and I just want to assure all the fans, man, and everybody, because I get so many concerns on Twitter, on Facebook. Trust me. You know, I had a line in one of my older songs, Tlala, on You Don't Know Me Yet, and I'm like, yo, sign a deal for what? For you to cut my money in half? And to really be honest, I'm not getting 100% of my money, but in the beginning I had 100% of very little. I would rather have a smaller percentage of that and have everything than struggle. But yeah, man, we could sit down and like, now we're at a vibe, so I don't want to bore everybody, but otherwise I just want everyone to know that, trust me, the decision I have made is one that will benefit me, the one that the fans will be happy with. I mean, already, man, I mean, like, I signed less than a week ago, single was out, video was out, songs are on radio, which is something I've been fighting for like 3 years of my life, you know? And it's like, progress. If we're achieving progress, then I don't see how we're losing, you know? So yeah, man, expect to see Priddy Ugly on like bigger platforms, dog. Like, it's, the games are over now. Now, like, I'm coming for everyone's spot, everybody. So yeah, that's just what it is.
Yeah, I got a like in the dough, but I got no type in the room. Yeah, Medieval coast, a couple Medievals a coast. Yeah, shooting cold, he with a flow. Now T-Way.